memorizing because his mom and his dad is asking him to do. He has a plan. I'm doing this because I want to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. I'm doing this because I want to be able to meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm memorizing because there's benefit in this dunya and the benefit in the akhirah. The point of this story is that as parents, please, for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, the same energy that we push our kids to learn Quran and memorize Quran, please, for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, use the same energy and talk to them about the virtues of the Quran. Tell them why they have to do it. Give them a hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tell them the benefit of reading and memorizing the Quran. Wallahi, if you try your best and you explain to them the importance of the Quran, why they have to do it, and they understand that concept, and that concept gets into their heart, and it grows the love of the Quran, this is the hardest part. As soon as they understand that I'm doing this for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm not doing this for anybody in this dunya except Allah, they understand that this is the virtues of the Quran, this is the hardest part. And as soon as they have that in their heart, bi'iznillahi Azza wa Jal, with dua and guidance, they will be able to connect themselves with the Quran. Inshallah, my final point will be about the program, our program. What is it that we do over here for parents that don't know what is that we do over here, and what Sister Saida has been able to do. So with the program, we meet Monday to Thursday from 4 to 6. We have 3 levels. The first level are the kids that are on this level of Qaida Nuraniya. This is the first level. If a kid cannot read the Quran, regardless of how much they have memorized, if they've memorized 10 surahs, 20 surahs, but they cannot read from the Mus'haf, this is a problem. It is a big problem. There's benefits to that. They have memorized some surahs, they will use it for salah, which is good. But what happens if they forget this surah? How are they going to be able to revise? How are they going to be able to go back to the Quran and then find what surah it is? So this is the first book. We start with anybody who cannot read from the Quran. It doesn't matter how old you are, you have to start with this book. And sometimes when I tell parents about this book, people really undermine this book. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon the person that wrote this book. A lot of parents talk about, okay, I want my kid to be able to have proper tajweed, proper tajweed, proper tajweed. This is tajweed, this book. There is not a single tajweed rule you know in the Quran that is not in this book. Every single tajweed rule you see in the Quran, it is in this book. Every single way on how to articulate the letters, sifat al-huruf, makhad al-huruf, how the letters should come, is in this book. So if a student is patient enough, spend their time, practice this properly, when they start reading the Quran, their tajweed will be unbelievable. So this is the first level. The second level is nazira, which is reading the Quran. So when a kid finishes this book, they move to the second level, which is reading the Quran. And with the reading of the Quran, we have 2 levels. We have students that read from Surah to Nas all the way to Tabaraka alladhi biyadihi al-mulk. When the reading is good, the tajweed is good, now they memorize. Either from Nas going to Mulk or Mulk to Surah to Nas. The second part of the Nazara is when kids or students move to memorization, but they want to work on their reading skills. So they have a good reading skills, mashallah, they are memorizing, but their focus is not only memorization. And this is what Sister Saida does. She has 2 days of reading, 2 days of memorization. Or some days, 3 days of reading, 1 day of memorization. She's memorizing on the 3rd level, but her focus is to practice her reading skills with tajweed. And the reason why we brought this kind of third is that not every student will be able to memorize the Quran. Some might be able to memorize 5 juz, 10 juz, 1 juz. But the least you could give your child is to teach him how to read the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. If they don't get to memorize, at least you could read from Nas to Baqarah, Baqarah to Nas. And the people of the Quran are not the only people that have memorized. So sometimes a lot of people get felt, left out. I have not memorized. No. If you have not memorized, can you read? We have people that will finish the Quran every single day just by reading from the Mus'haf, but they are not Huffaz. We have people that will finish the Quran twice in the month of Ramadan, 3 times in the month of Ramadan, every other week, just by looking into the Mus'haf. And that is the methodology that we have for all the students. The least we could give a student if he cannot memorize or she cannot memorize is to teach them how to read the Quran properly. So this is what Sister Saida has been able to do for the past 2 years. She's memorizing, but at the same time, she's been practicing her reading skills. She started from reading 1 page, half a page, to 2 pages, to 3 pages, to 4 pages, to 5 pages, to 10 pages in a setting. 10 pages, all in 25, 22 minutes. So now the reading skills has improved. If she wants to make khatma in the month of Ramadan, she can do it bi'idhnillah if Allah granted that tawfiq. But the fluency of the reading is very, very important, because this is the level that when you have a proper fluency of reading, memorization becomes easier for you. And finally, Sister Saida, as I told you about this yesterday, this is not about you, this is not about everybody, this is about honoring the person of the Quran in this dunya. If we are doing this for you in this dunya, just imagine what Allah will give you if you are sincere with Him. So I remind you, Sister Saida, to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all times. As you finish the last ayahs in the Quran, renew your intention that you are doing this just to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And finally, there's one more thing I would like to add upon Sister Saida, which is a very important character. Every single student, if you want to learn the Quran anywhere, in this masjid, Africa, Ghana, whatever state you find, as-sabr. This ilm of Quran is not like a normal secular type of knowledge. You go class, you do whatever you do, you study and then you go your way. No. This ilm is about everything about your life. So you have to be patient. She has been patient enough. When we started this, she was in high school. And I was concerned when she started college, she's going to be busy. But we created a plan. And we stick to the plan. She comes as a teacher. She helps us every single day. She's in college, doing what she has to do, and still make time for the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for her. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us for all shortcomings. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to unite us in Jannah, just like how we've met today, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair, Hafiz Uthman, for giving us an overview of the program. Now I would like to call President Uthman to share a few words. He's the chief of the masjid.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. So before I say anything, who is a parent here whose child comes to the daily program? Who is a parent here? You could get up. I want you to stand up. We want to see the parents. The parents, sisters, please stand up. It's important because the reason I want to do that is if you did not stand up, it's either you don't have children here, maybe you don't even have children that are the age of coming here. However, I want to tie this into something that's very important, because every Friday, I get a lot of parents, they come to me, they say, Friday night Halaqa, there's too much noise coming from the back, coming from the children. And sometimes I want to be able to do something about it. But a lot of times I look at this as just one day that we all get together. So why should I get worked up about children having fun? But today is important. It's important because we want the children that are not coming to the daily program A lot of it is not their fault. We know the difficulties that parents have to go through with their time and everything to get here on a daily basis. But let your children be inspired about what's happening tonight, because Sister Saida's story is very inspirational. It's inspirational for all of us. The Sheikh, touched on a little bit of that. She herself is going to come and read a little bit so we could all witness what she's been able to achieve. But it's important that when you bring your children to the masjid, that we want them to have fun. But please keep them with you. Tell them the manners, show them the manners of the masjid, so that when we're listening to the book of Allah, we're listening to words of the Quran or hadith from our Prophet ﷺ, that at least these children can benefit from it too, as the adults are. So please, if you're here right now and your kids are running about, let them come up here, see Sister Saida, because we're gonna see a few other students come up here, read some poems. And these are things that they've been working on for a long time. So let your children be inspired about that. So that's my first thing. The second thing is I want to see all the teachers get up, all the teachers of this program. So I know, Hasib, you're one of them, get up. But Sister Allah, Sister Aisha, okay, so Brother Jad, is Jad here? Jamal, is Jamal here? Jamal, get up. All the teachers get up, because, and I want a big takbir for the teachers. Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Now, all these individuals, they all have jobs. They all have either jobs or they're going to college. Sister Saida herself, who is graduating today from Nazareth, she's a student, a full-time student. But she finds time to come every single day. If she's not able to come for any reason, we're very accommodating. And so I want to use this opportunity to encourage people who could do this. If you know you could do this, please step forward and help us. Because this is not just for the kids. Because as you can see, Sister Saida, in the process, also gained something. And all of us are encouraged that when we gain knowledge, that we should impact it on somebody else. And the process of impacting it on another person becomes the most effective way to retain that knowledge. Okay, so please, every single one of us, brothers and sisters, just think about it. Think about what you could do. The time commitment is very tight. It's 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., and it's very difficult. And so I know not a lot of people have that time slot available, but if you do, please consider it. I know Sheikh has told me, even if they can't do all 2 hours and they could just do 30 minutes, they come in, we could assign them a student for 30 minutes. We could assign you a student for 1 hour. So please, if you have the ability to do this, come forward, talk to me, talk to Hafid, and let's, put this program. We're trying to make it a very strong program. We are extremely, extremely fortunate, very fortunate to have Hafiz Osman here. His level of skills and temperament for this program, everybody that has been coming, we have a bunch of college students now that are coming. We're hoping that they'll come back in the fall when they go back to school. But, we're encouraging them to come, even if it's, 2 times a week, if it's 3 times a week, if they can't make it every day, just keep coming, because this is the best investment you do for yourself, and it's better than anything else that you do in the world. So my word to everybody is, please, spread the word. You may know somebody, a friend, a family member who may be good at this. Encourage them to come forward. If you know children, because there are a lot of children that are not here. And every so often I get calls from people who come to the masjid every single day, and then they ask me, brother, why don't we have Quran program? It's because they are not here in that time slot, so they don't even know it exists. So please spread the word. I know the Sheikh has told me, he said, we have too many people, we can't handle more. But I think if we get more volunteers, we can handle more. So please spread the word. And then finally, this book the Sheikh showed you, and a whole lot of other materials that we put together to do this program. It costs a little bit of money. So if you cannot help with, coming to teach the kids and coming to learn, then please just donate a little bit towards this program. If you want to donate just towards this program, we have a link that you could donate just towards this program. So let me know, inshallah, and we could work on it. And then finally, what I want to say is that it's important that the lesson plan or the program plan that the Sheikh shared, because a lot of parents, they come to me and they want their child to memorize the Quran in 2 years. And this is not even a full-time program. So parents should have patience. If you have patience, these days when I come here early enough, I see a lot of parents, they're waiting in the wings to pick up their children. And it's beautiful, because eventually what we're going to be able to do is to find something that will be extremely beneficial for these parents. So parents should have patience with the teachers. They should have patience. The program is improved quite a bit, but in the past, the complaints that some of you parents give me is that my children come here and all I see them doing is jumping around and playing. We're trying the best we can to not make that happen, but we cannot do all of it by ourselves. We want the parents, before you bring your children here, give them a little talk. Let them know that this is for their benefit. This is for their future. This is for their hereafter. And therefore, when they come, they should obey the teachers. They should listen to them. They should, because actually, the disclosure in the program says, if you have a child that's disruptive, we're going to kick them out. We haven't done that to any child, but we expect the parents to help us to do that. So that's my little advice and advocate for this program. Please make dua for all the teachers, make dua for the kids, and congratulations, Sister Saida.
Jazakallah khair wa Uthman. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you Jannah. So inshallah, what we have next is Brother Jad is going to be reciting some poem and explaining this poem. And the reason why we're doing this poem is that last year we had 4 of our teachers that have memorized this poem. And these teachers, when they come to Quran class to teach, they're not only here to teach, but they are also here to learn. So what we did this year, inshallah, there's a long poem that talks about Quran, how to memorize, ikhlas, sabr, the etiquette of a teacher and a student, how you as a teacher, you should handle yourself when you teach the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. How you as a student, you should comport yourself in front of a teacher. It's a long poem, mashallah. This year we had 3 of the teachers that have memorized it. Brother Jad, Sister Saida, and Sister Allah. They have all memorized this poem, understood this poem, and they taught the poem back to me. And with the will of Allah Azza wa Jal, I granted them all the ijazah. They could teach this poem back to their student, their family, or anybody that wants to learn the Quran and be connected with the Quran. So with that being said, Jad, Bismillah ala barakatillah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم باب آداب القارئ والمقري لك الحمد يا مولاي ذا الجود والبر وصل على المختار مع آله الغر وآدابهم نصح وتعظيم ربنا وهمة نفس نشر لين مع الطهر سكون عفاف واتباع تورع وترك مراء والدعاء مع الفكر سجود وللقاري مهابة شيخه وفاء وحفظ والدعاء لدى الفجر وبر تغن خافضا ومعشرا وبر تغن خافضا ومعشرا تعاهده في كل حال وللمقري تدرج إكرام وبذل ورفقه تواضع إحسان وصبر مع الغفر على قدر صدق المرء تبقى ظلاله فزاحم تجد تصديق ذا آخر العمر وهذا قصيدي في الترحل قد أتى وفي 100 عدا وقابله بالستر وختم نظامي كافتتاحي أولا لك الحمد يا مولاي ذا الجود والبر. So I'll be going into the translation. The title of the poem is Etiquettes of Student and Teacher by Sheikh Abdullah ibn Salih al-Ubaid. All praise due to Allah, my master, the possessor of generosity and kindness. I send salutations upon the chosen one and his noble family. The student and the teacher should both have sincerity and understand that they are glorifying Allah. They should have eagerness to teach and spread what they know of the Quran with softness and ease. They should have focus, be righteous, and follow the Quran with piety. Leave argument, make dua, and reflect on the verses of Allah. Make sujood while reading the Quran. Student learning the Quran must honor the teacher, show loyalty to the teacher, protect the teacher, and pray for the teacher during prayer times. Student must show kindness, recite the Quran in a beautiful way with humility. Student should learn 10 verses at a time. This used to be the way of the noble companions. The teacher should have a plan while teaching the students. The teacher should be generous, kind, humility, excellence, patience, and forgiveness. Based on the level of your sincerity will your legacy endure. So strive to learn the Quran and you will find the truthfulness at the end of your life. All praise is due to Allah, my master, the possessor of generosity and kindness. Jazakumullahu khair.
Jazakallah khair, Jad. Now I would like to call Sister Saeeda to read her last few ayahs and complete the khatam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
ما شاء الله جزاكم الله خير. تكبير الله أكبر تكبير الله أكبر.
Jazakallah khair, Sister Saida. Now, on my far left, I would like to introduce to everybody. This is Sister Saida's father. So, mashallah. And I would like to ask Dr. Abdullah to do the dua for the Khatm and make dua for the Muslim community, inshallah.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله علانيته وسره. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا حسن تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا من التالين للقرآن آناء الليل وأطراف النهار. اللهم اجعلنا من الحافظين للقرآن. اللهم اجعلنا من المتدبرين للقرآن. اللهم اجعلنا من العاملين بالقرآن. اللهم اجعلنا ممن خلقه القرآن. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت. اللهم ارحمنا فإنك بنا راحم ولا تعذبنا فأنت علينا قادر والطف بنا يا مولانا فيما جرت به المقادير وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا ومن عذاب الآخرة. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. اللهم اجعل خير عمرنا آخرة وخير أعمالنا خواتيمها وخير أيامنا يوم نلقاك فيه. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا ومن عذاب الآخرة. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Allahu Akbar. Jazakallah Shaykh for the dua. May Allah accept and give us the ability to see many khatams and graduations of the Quran like this, inshallah. Now I would like to call upon Sister Layan to share a reflection, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, respected elders, valued teachers, and dear brothers and sisters. May the blessings of Allah be upon us all. We have gathered here today to honor an extraordinary achievement, a milestone reached through firm dedication, tireless hard work, and a strong commitment to the teachings of the Quran. Let us acknowledge Sister Saida, mashallah, who has accomplished reading the entire Quran. Sister Saida is not just a teacher in the usual sense. She really shows what kindness and wisdom are all about. She has served as a beacon for many of our sisters here, listening to their recitations, refining their pronunciations, and correcting their errors with withstanding patience and grace. She doesn't just teach us the words of the Quran, she teaches us the principles of dignity, respect, and sisterhood. We offer our sincerest gratitude to Allah, the Most Merciful, for blessing us with such an incredible individual. May He grant her abundance in this life and eternal bliss in the hereafter. Let us also extend our heartfelt thanks to all the teachers and volunteers who make this journey possible. Sister Saida, Sister Ala, Sister Aisha, Adnan, Sister Sadia, Sheikh Othman, Brother Jed, Hafiz Hasib, Hafiz Yusuf, Brother Mahmoud, Abdul Samad, and Brother Jamal. Your sacrifice and support do not go unnoticed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you the highest levels of Jannah for your selfless contributions. Jazakumullah khair, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Thank you.
Allahu Akbar. Next, I would like to call upon Sister Saida to share her reflection.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting me this opportunity to read the whole entire Quran in this beloved masjid. These past 2 years has been a very eye-opening and beautiful one. I would like to thank my parents, students, and my teacher for his help, time, and patience. Ustad Uthman is the best teacher anybody can ask for. He cares for his students, and one of his qualities I admire is his flexibility with his students. He knows that his students have school, and some of us also work. He makes a schedule or a lesson plan for every student. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. Ameen. This past 2 years, I have definitely benefited from my own self-development. I transitioned from regular student to a teacher while still learning. I have also been able to work on my reading skills while also focusing on memorization. I had the opportunity to also reflect on ayah and memorize beneficial dua that are in any surah I came across. I have also been able to memorize poem that talks about the importance of the Quran and how to implement it in my daily aspect of my life. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from me. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us Jannah and forgive us all for our shortcomings. Ameen.
Jazakallah khair. Yeah. Now I would like to announce my retirement and have Hafiz Uthman take over and present the certificates and the gifts.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Inshallah, what we're gonna do is just hand out the certificate. Sister Saida will be getting a certificate from this masjid, signed by Sheikh Jamali, mashallah, tabarakallah. Signed by Brother Jamali, Jazakumullah Khair from Muslim Islamic Center. She will also be getting her ijaza in the poem that she has memorized. Sister Alat will be getting her ijaza in the poem she has memorized, and Brother Jad, inshallah. With that being said, I would like to call on Sister Saida's dad, Ya Sheikh. Alaikum. Bismillah, inshallah, to give her certificate of Khatm Al Quran. She got a certificate from the masjid, a gift from the masjid, and cash from the Quran Hifz family. Takbir. 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 Okay, Sister Saida, they need you back, inshallah. Sister Saida, just come back, inshallah, and then give the item back to your dad, and then he has to give it to you back. Because they didn't get a picture. So, yalla, let's go. Jazakallah khair. All right, so who's going to be taking the picture? Brother Jad and Brother Tawfiq, both, inshallah. This way, inshallah. Takbir. Inshallah, I would like to call on Sister Allah, inshallah, to come get his certificate of ijazah, inshallah. Takbir. Takbir. Inshallah, we would like to call on Jad to get his ijazah, inshallah. Takbir. Jazakumullah khair. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to unite us in Jannah. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us from our own shortcomings. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Oh, 1 second, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. So we're gonna do salat and then we'll have food. But in the meantime, I just want to thank the Moroccan families who are sponsoring the dinner today. Tonight's dinner is being sponsored by Moroccan families. These families from different communities, they come together and they sponsor the dinners. Please don't let me ask you, pull your families together and sponsor the Friday night dinner. If you want to do so, please, reach me or, Dr. Diallo is here. So please get in touch with him if you want to sponsor. We want sponsorship for the rest of the year until Ramadan. So please don't rest until we cover every week. The families today are cooking, which is a beautiful thing. If you could, get your friends to come together to cook for all of us, that would be great. However, if you don't want to cook, we have an arrangement. We could cook the food. It's about $1,200 to do that, to feed about 300 people. So please consider doing that. And so inshallah, I hope to get more from you. And let's do salat and then we'll have dinner. After dinner, please help us clean up so it'll be easy so we can all go home to our families, inshallah.
الله أكبر الله أكبر